I want to spend a few minutes just going through the expectations that we have of the first assessment task, which is your group wiki task. Within your teams each week, you have to develop solutions to problems that arise as part of the investigation. We won't always know what those problems are until we face them. That usually one problem leads to another problem and so on. Each week, your team needs to post recommended solutions on your team wiki. It's very important that you don't just put up the solution though. We want to see the explanation that tells us how you arrived at that solution. What was your thinking? What were some of the questions that you posed as a team to help you arrive at that solution? In the past, what some teams have done is copy and paste great slabs of information from some websites that they have found and called that the solution and their justification. I do not want great slabs of information that you've cut and pasted. What I want you to do is to synthesize the information. That means draw it together from a variety of sources, summarize what the key ideas are in your own words, and use that to make recommendations. Identify the questions that you're asking along the way that help you critique and analyze all these different ideas that you might be finding, all this evidence that you're finding. A key part of this task is collaboration. In fact, a key part of the whole course is around collaborative learning. There's a distinction between collaborative learning, where you all put your ideas in, pool your ideas, pool your expertise, and cooperative learning, where you might take it in turns to do one task and somebody else will do the other task. Collaborative learning is what's going to score you the strongest results in this approach, because it's through doing these problems each week collaboratively that you'll come up with better ideas than if you just make it somebody else's turn this week. I want you to really think about the distinction, and the lecture, the online lecture around collaborative learning, will help you understand that distinction. Part of that collaboration is going to be set in concrete in your team contract. We'll go through this in class in week 1, where you'll start work on your team contract, but it's probably a document that will develop over the first few weeks as you flesh out how you will work together as a team. What are the things that you as a team place value on? Again, the lecture around collaborative learning and working in teams will help you unpack some of those ideas. But again, I want you to think very carefully about what happens there. Another one of the criteria relates to the appearance of the wiki. Wikis are a little bit notorious for. Pay attention to what the wiki page looks like. Lay it out in ways that are visually appealing so that it looks engaging. Pay attention to your spelling and grammar and how well you write what you write on the wiki page. Consider using modes other than text. This might include doing something a little bit out of the ordinary. It could involve embedding a glog in your wiki page or a voice thread. It might involve using Storify as a way of showing the evidence that you have collected and annotating that evidence. That would be a fantastic way of showing your thinking and the progression of your thinking. You might use video if you find that that is something that doesn't take your team very long to do. I just want to return to this idea of collaboration. By third year, my expectations are that you have learnt to work productively in groups, even if that group contains people that you've not worked with before. Beck and I do not plan on playing umpire to your petty group squabbles. How you work together should be articulated in your team contract. If there is evidence that somebody is not working in accordance with the intent of that contract, then Beck and I are quite prepared to allocate different marks to individual group members for this assignment. Something to think about when you're deciding how much effort you are going to put into the work of the group. My suggestion is that you don't let them down. Having said all of that, the version of the wiki that we will be marking will be the one that is current as at 10 o'clock on Sunday the 25th of August. We're giving you this time to complete the final week's problem. So yes, it is due on a Sunday night to give you that weekend, but we really want you to have it done before you start placement on the Monday the 26th of August. Hope that makes sense. Oh, just getting back to the timeliness though, that is one of the criteria. Things need to be done in a timely fashion. Please don't leave everything on your wiki to the very last minute. That's not producing things in a timely fashion. We want to see each week the solutions and your thinking put on your wiki page. Hope there's no more questions about the assignment. Hope that explains everything.